Well. You're listening to Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright then, I may say words on point, straightforward. No jibber jabber, everybody forward. Issues, facts and solution. Get it at Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright, what other thing is a revolution? Get it on point with Professor Buitrón. Gloves Off, no nonsense issues, politics, community. A better men follow reader. Gloves Off, a revolutionary show with everything that you need to know. With Professor Buitrón. Watch ya!
Off, and I'm Professor Buitrón, and today I have a great friend, a brother of mine in Kenpo, and he's Senior Master Jeff Dukes, and I've known Mr. Dukes for a very long time. Jeff and I literally, I've known him since I was 18 years old, and we've shared a lot of friends, so we've lost a lot of dear friends in Kenpo, and we hold we have much respect for a lot, and we're just going to be talking about a little bit of the history. How we doing, Jeff? We doing good?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, my brother. Love you.
How's it?
I
Right
want
now
to
you're
thank
here,
God,
right?
first of all, for allowing me to be here and blessing me. I'm back where it all began, in Arizona, visiting. And I'd also like to thank you very much, my brother. I've loved you for years and years and years. And you always keep it real, and that's why we're together as long as we have been.
Absolutely. You know, what happens is that we teach reality because we were taught reality.
Amen.
That's just the way. You cannot teach anything else if you weren't taught that. You know, and that's what I look at people, and it's not that people are teaching good stuff or martial arts stuff. Is that's what they're taught, and to others, the reality base is life. We're taught that, and others were taught something that was just a commercialized version of it, and that's their reality. And so I don't, in the martial arts, I understand. Let's keep it real, and we'll always keep it real, and that's just the way it is. Let me ask you a question. How did you start Kenpo?
I come from various backgrounds of martial arts. Mostly Japanese and Korean, but my experience and my journey in Kenpo came from seeing a man, a genius, a legend, the father of American Kenpo. I saw him one time, and that would be former senior Grandmaster Ed Parker. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I was shocked. And me being in my head, I've always been a fighter. I'm from Detroit. Tough times, but I love to fight. And the stuff I was seeing was reality, and the movements and the strikes. And I thought, wow, I got to do this. So I met this man named Craig Wydell, Sifu Craig Wydell, here in Phoenix. Opened up a school with him on 24th Street Indian School. He taught me all the basic needs that I needed for my black belt test. From there, I took my black belt test and got kicked, which we call the kiss of the dragon, by former senior Grandmaster Parker, which I was very blessed. I didn't feel so blessed when I got kicked, but afterward, it was amazing. The other people I'd like to mention, which are very important in my journey, that would have been Sifu C in Texas, an amazing Kaju Kenpo and Kenpo. man who changed my life in a lot of ways, and yours too. Brought you into this, and we miss him dearly. I know you do too. Senior Grandmaster Michael Pick,
Sure.
who was a fighter first, and that's why he impressed me so much, taught me a lot. I would say then Seabach Kelly, who most Kenpo's know, amazing individual, loved him to death. Learned a lot from him. In fact, I learned long five and things for my second black. I would also say that at that time, I was tested again, about 3-4 years, I think, by former Senior Grandmaster Parker, second time. And it wasn't as bad as the first, I think, because of my knowledge of what was really going on and experiences. But man, I feel like I was top of the world. I also like to mention my experiences with you were amazing. We had seminars together. Definitely, you got to mention, and I know it's in your heart too, and that is former Senior Grandmaster Trejo, Frank Trejo, who I know changed your life. He changed my life by just knowing him. And he was a fighter first, technician second, and that's why he was highly respected in my book. I also like to mention Soki John Inger, who later on years, as I was getting older, I feel like I've been a white belt my whole life and a sponge that never quit. I just kept, and I'm still doing it today. I'm watching Senior Grandmaster Bob White a lot and being friends with him and watching how he develops other students and people around him to respect, discipline, hard work, and keeping it real, as always. Soki Inger brought me in when I was in a downfall in my life, personally, medically, health-wise, and brought me up. And he is the head of the Sinja Bukuru, now Kenpo Association. So I'd like to also thank him. But I'd also really like that my relationship with you, it means my heart. And
Absolutely.
I thank you for having me today.
And no, there's no problem. And you're part of family, and Kenpo's a huge family, and Sifu actually means in some variations uncle. And a long time ago, I was told sometimes fathers cannot teach their kids martial arts, their own children martial arts, so they always send them off to their uncles. That's why
Sifu that is true.
Is why the title, right? So to me, Kenpo changed my life. Of course, I came up through Savat, and I've been, 4 more years. I'll be doing Savat 50 years. People do not understand that.
And highly blessed in that area. And
thank you.
recognized.
And Kenpo, I've been doing it since I was literally 17 years old. And the reason I teach Kenpo is because of Kieth, because of, he got this kid that liked to fight in the street a lot, and
I know that guy.
So that's what happened. So I love what it brings to the table. I love the art as per se. And every martial art has its pros and its goods and its cons. I think that's what Sifu C gave me, was that cross-training ability. He would always send me off. I remember he said, "Oh, there's a person teaching Shorinji Kenpo in Fort Worth. Go train with him." And he'll call the man, and he said, "They're teaching there." Was a Japanese gentleman. I'm trying to think of his last name. Nishiyama was his last name, and he was teaching. He was there for for a company, like a technical company, and he was teaching the people there for a year Shorinji Kenpo. So here I go off every Saturday to learn Shorinji Kenpo with Kieth for that 1 year. And he would always say, "Go study from this person over there. Go study from this person over there." So that cross-training was always coming forward. And he said, you have to keep an open mind, because cross-training is how you're going to get better, by knowing more. So I've always had that. I guess it's that Gaju Kenpo mentality that he had,
Yes.
and he was a wonderful gentleman, and I met many great individuals. It's like Grandmaster Pick. To me, he impressed me very much when many times that I've seen. And of course, Grandmaster Trejo and Grandmaster Huck are the ones that are, now Huck is the one that guides me and says, you do this way, you do it this way. So I'm very blessed.
Yes, you are.
Having the people around me. And there's many others, in my later years when I met Sigon Labounty with Kieth.
Yes.
Sifu back in the 90s, and I remember him, and also remember having lunch with him, and it was one of the first ones that when Sifu passed on that we spoke. And then
Yes.
I did some seminars in California, and he went out there and he visited and taught a little bit. It was just a wonderful.
Don't forget about the two that were in Texas.
Yep, and
I attended both of them, and I've never been so sore in my life.
And so they're very, it's family, and that's what needs to be there. Unfortunately, we lost Mr. Labounty and the family, and our condolences go out to the family and everything. And right after that, Silva passed on, which was his student for a long time. And so, little by little, the guard is switching, and I'm not saying that I'm a guard of anything. There's way too many other people that are better than me in Kenpo, but, here we are. I remember when I saw you, you used to wear a red uniform, and I asked you, what's the red uniform for? And you said, because it was my tournament fight team. And I go, talk about the red uniform and the tournament team of Kenpo.
Yeah, there's some bad history and great history with that. We had at that time probably 4 or 5 IKK Kenpo schools, actually 4, and then one was added on who was an NCKK member, a Swan, a Master Swan product, and then trained with Labounty, Master Labounty. That was Dennis Cananza. But there was so much going on with competition, which I enjoy, as you know, with tournament fighting and with pro fighting PKA that I did. We decided to have something that stuck out amongst the Kenpo schools. So it became a regimen of, you go to this school because you're wearing yellow. You go to this school, the white with the red, black top with the red lace, which is Master Cananza schools, and it became a competition. So everywhere we went, I guess it was an ego thing too, because they knew I was there because I'm in red. So, but yeah, that was the day, and I don't wear red anymore. I wear black gis, at least one that can fit me. And but yeah, those were such great days. You remember those days? Sifu C said, "How come your gis red?" I said, "Because I like red." And it was a competition thing, and he understood. I learned more from Sifu C on the golf course. As you know, we used to play golf every week in Texas there. Every week he was taking me out to different golf course. And I learned more from him on the golf course. And it wasn't about hitting a ball. Okay? It was because of the things that he knew, that he witnessed, and that he was part of. And I sure miss him. He was an amazing man. He changed my life.
Absolutely. Out of all the first generations Kenpoists, who would you say besides Mr. Parker and Kieth was the one that impressed you next?
As far as impressions, I would say that it would be former senior Grandmaster Trejo. May he rest in peace. I miss him. And also senior Grandmaster Mike Pick. I think they impressed me the most. Sifu C impressed me the most. Your dedication to the art. You were very young, looking good, still looking good, wanting to incorporate all these things. As I don't know that anybody knows or remembers, but Grandmaster Tommy, everybody knows who Tom is, who is a great friend of mine, still is. His first experience in Kenpo was me.
Sure.
And then he started going like he should to different instructors, meeting different people, different opportunities, and became who he is today. He's an amazing Kenpoist and a good man.
Sure. When we're talking about Tommy Burks, and he's an excellent individual.
Tommy
there was
Burks,
a lot of
exactly. I
and
call
he
him
was.
Tommy.
There's
I'm sorry because he's a good friend. But yes, for you that don't know him or do know of him, I don't know how you don't know of him in the Kenpo world. It's Grandmaster Tommy Burks.
I met
every rank he's got.
And I remember meeting him because I was teaching Savate. I was 18 years old teaching Savate at North Texas Martial Arts. And they were out there teaching. And it was him, Bruce Sanders, great individual.
Yep. That's when he moved on for me. I was teaching in Arlington. Yeah. But he had a back problem. He had a back problem that I don't even know how he stood. And I worked him and worked him and worked him. And he wouldn't complain one bit. And then he was amazing. And I'm sure glad he's doing good. And I'm happy for him. And good old Texas boy, right?
Absolutely. And what do you have now? You're in Arizona. You're going to go back and move. Are you moving back?
I'll go back to Detroit. Yeah, I haven't moved. I just came out on visitation to see my daughters and my grandchildren, which I haven't seen in, a couple decades.
Sure. And
so I'm really being blessed right now, and I'm enjoying it. And it's, like I said, the timing is always right. Former senior Grandmaster Parker, when he did the stomp, it was about timing. Everything was timing with him. And of course, the variables and all the options. It's a thinking man's art. They change things now a little bit, and as far as not as many forms. But again, we both agree, and I think a lot of Kempos do agree, it starts with the basics and ends with the basics. If your foundation is weak, you're weak. And get over it and start working again on your basics. I still do basics just so I can get out of bed in the morning.
That's something that, people need to understand. They need to understand the basics. Now, what would you tell a person that's looking for Kenpo and has joined a Kenpo school? What would you be what counsel would you tell them to do? What would you tell them? Work on this. What would you tell them?
The first thing I would tell him is I would ask him and look at his eyes, and I'd ask him, do you have a passion for this? Because if you don't have a passion for this, Senior Grandmaster Joe Dimmick, he'll tell you, if you don't have a passion for it, then like he was told from the old man, and I'm going to refer to him as that, I hope it doesn't offend anybody, former Senior Grandmaster Parker, rest in peace, I miss you. It's about basics. And if that person doesn't have a passion, he's going to leave. He's going to leave you, which is okay if he goes on in his journey. But I'm going to let him know they're going to work, and at least the foundations are right. I don't care if they mess the techniques up, as long as their basics are correct. And I will stress that and stress that and stress that until they're exhausted. And I can't think of any other thing I would tell them. Good luck.
Absolutely.
But don't give up on yourself.
Absolutely.
You can achieve anything you want to achieve if you put your heart and soul into it.
Absolutely. In today's world, it really doesn't matter which association of Kenpo you belong to, do Kenpo.
Yeah.
Sometimes you move to a different place, and if there's no school of that one individual, join the other and support Kenpo. You're still learning Kenpo.
Amen.
And people should not be, I'm with this association or with this association. Sometimes you move. And when you move, instead of waiting for a school of that instructor that was with you you should go to the adjacent one, ask them, right? Tell them, I was so-and-so student. Here's what it is. You can come and join the school. Support the Kenpo schools that are out there. Period.
Exactly.
Period.
There are some, if I may interrupt, there are some, Professor Paul, that think that by changing associations for rank or something like that is wrong. I agree with that. That's why you should earn every stripe on that belt. But the belt to me doesn't mean much. It's proficiency is what I'm looking for. If you say a white belt, because that's all there was in Japanese systems, white to black. There was no in-betweens. That was designed as a business. Kenpo is not a business to me anymore. It's about a life's journey. So
Absolutely.
you could be purple belt or orange with purple polka dots. I don't care what you are. I want to know what's in here and what your body's capable of doing and your understanding of what you're doing. Because if you're doing something and you don't understand what you're doing, it makes no sense. Then you become a clone. I don't want clones. I want people that if they, you're going to get hit. And so, but you better toughen up. Because I don't care how good you are in the street. You're going to get hit or you're going to get hurt. It's how you rebound from that makes you a person that can distribute self-defense. Be part of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people do not understand that. But Matt, the better you are in Kenpo,
yes.
Okay, or the higher rank or more does not mean that you can fight in the street. So you
Not
have to
necessarily.
understand, not necessarily. So that you have to understand that you have to understand the reason you're doing it, understand the reason for it, because one day if it calls you, it's going to be there to back you up. And unfortunately, a lot of people grow their ego instead of growing their basics, and basics need to be done because guess what?
Right.
One day, God hopes that it doesn't happen to you, but one day it's going to call you, and you better be on point when that happens.
Amen. I believe that wholeheartedly. You know that because what is our motto? Keep it real.
Absolutely. And my brother, wishing you the best, and for all you Kenpoists out there, support your Kenpo schools. If you move out somewhere else, support them. Support them. And if you do not have the rank to teach, earn it and start opening up a club. Let Kenpo grow the right way.
Amen.
Especially with the crisis that's going on. Support your Kenpo schools.
And realize that we're all brothers. Stop this political stuff. And I wasn't taught that by the old man. And you were taught differently I was, and whatever. That all doesn't mean a thing. Okay? You take it from everywhere you can get it. Take it in and sort out the rest. It's like the world we live in right now. People better start waking up. Like you said, great article that you sent me. You're being played. Get over it. As martial artists, you can't play us. Because when it hits us and we feel it, like Senior Grandmaster Parker said, when a bone meets the flesh, then you know that's karate. That's real.
That's exactly right. That's real. So,
Amen.
my brother, you be safe. You stay there and be safe in Arizona. And give me a call when you get back to Detroit.
I will, definitely. Thank you so much. I love you.
Love you
Take
guys.
care.
Be safe.